Patrick from J&P Cycles here, and it's Bike Week 2011 in Daytona. As you know, J&P Cycles is all over the place, including the Speedway. But what you might not know is we're going inside the racetrack to check out the new Vance & Hines Harley-Davidson XR1200 series. Let's head inside and see if we can talk to some of the racers.
Yeah, you know, these bikes they start life as street bikes, and trying to turn them into race bikes is a different story. So, you know, we worked with Oleans on our suspension, and we've got it working pretty well. And we got a little baseline knowledge now, so going into this year, I think we're in a lot better place.
You know, Harley-Davidson, you know, fans and customers, they really get behind stuff. You know, if Harley-Davidson puts their name behind it, and Vance & Hines and Harley-Davidson have done a good job promoting this. Do you guys see new race fans coming from this?
Oh, there's no doubt. One of our sponsors, our dealer, HD of Appleton, we had the bike on display there all winter long, and people loved it. They were sitting on it and taking pictures of it, and people, you know, they just don't know about this series yet, so it's still young and growing.
You know, they're trying to get more interest and build the class up. That's kind of why I'm in it, I guess, and try to fill the grid, so to speak, at Daytona, and see if they can't get some momentum with this class and get some sponsors in here for it. And you know, it's a tough motorcycle to turn into a race bike. You know, it never was designed for this, and they got their work cut out for them. And you see a couple of guys out there got them working pretty good, but you know, it's all in the suspension on these bikes right here and the setup of them. So it's not motor really. I mean, it's a spec class. They'll all be dynoed after it's over. So I think they're going to be fairly close as far as that goes. It's just who can get their bike set up the best.
I did used to race the 883 Sportsters and back in the day, and it compares more to that, even though they've got the different rules in race kits now with that smaller front tire and then those big huge bars that we have to use. I'd rather have clip-ons like we used to be able to have, but the main fact is that all the bikes are equal out there, and it comes down to the rider. And I haven't been around the whole field of everybody out there, but everybody I've been around, my bike feels competitive, and that's rare. Not saying I haven't had good bikes before, but it's rare that everybody's bikes are that equal and seem the same. I wasn't way faster than anybody's bikes or way slower, so it seems like it's definitely going to come down to the rider.
You know, you see some good things happening with the class. We have 21 entries here at Daytona, so that's very exciting. And the class just started in June last year at Elkhart. So to have 21 entries here at Daytona is really, really nice. Just wish we had more time here because, you know, you come in, you got a little rain yesterday, so it shortened up the qualifying session, so the guys are really struggling with the chassis. So we'll get it going, and by Infineon, I'm sure the class will be up to speed, but I'm hoping by the time we get to Elkhart this year, which will be 12 months of the series, we'll be up to 30 bikes.
Suspension setup seemed to be key here, and with suspension and the wobble that the riders are experiencing going into the corners, Joe Kopp may have an advantage. We caught up to Joe, and he gave us his thoughts on why he may be one of the top picks for this race.
I did get in a little bit of a wobble going up to the banking one lap, and all I did is I went in there a little slow and tried to turn the thing, and well, it started the head shake, and I just kind of loosened up the grip, and like I've been taught in dirt track, and it straightens itself out. So the last thing you want to do when the thing starts shaking is loosen the grip, but that's what we've learned over the years, and it works.
Well, hey, you seem to be adapting really quickly. What are your thoughts on just this style of racing versus dirt track? I mean, you're adapting pretty quick.
It's fun, you know. I mean, one of the weird things is the length of a lap. You know, it's such a long lap. It's only a 7-lap race we have today, but man, 7 laps is going to be a physical 7-lap race. That's for sure. I can tell that. Certain parts of my legs are feeling some wear and tear that I haven't felt before, and I don't know, I'm trying to adapt as quick as I can. I know I don't have the seat time, you know, that Steve Rapp or Scott Russell has, but I'm not afraid to go out there and try.
Racing was tight and bar to bar as expected, with the top 3 finishing within a half a second of each other. Came right down to the wire with Kyle Wyman taking the win, and J&P Cycles sponsor rider Joe Kopp putting his flat track roots to use and finishing 3rd overall. J&P Cycles rider Michael Beck also finished 8th after never setting foot on the XR before. He comes in here, starts cold, and manages a top 10 finish. But the racing was super tight as expected, with suspensions being key. This is going to be a hotly contested series all year long. You can keep coming right back here for a race report after every race.